Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another video. So tonight I'm going to be addressing a lot of emails, comments, messages that I've received regarding a video that I did recently where we looked at a very young band. They're about 11 years of age, and I was just asked to point out what was going on with the video, as I do with all of my analysis videos. And my videos are never to have a go at anybody or expose somebody and all that kind of stuff. I'm just pointing out, what we're hearing and what's going on in different performances. And because of the amount of messages that I've got about this, I'm just going to do a quick video to address a few things and explain things as to why I made the decision that I did regarding that video. So a lot of you will have seen that particular video got pushed out there a lot by YouTube, and I'm not sure exactly why that happened, but it meant that the video had hundreds of thousands of views over the course of a few days. And unfortunately, a few people, and quite a lot of people who saw my objective analysis video, felt the need to go over to the featured band's channel and start trolling their comment section. But not only that, they decided that it would be a good idea to start focusing on the kids and directing their trolling activities at the kids and sending negative comments. And for me, that crossed a line, and I don't condone trolling in any form, but when you're aiming it at 11-year-old kids, for me, that's why I decided to remove the video, because the kids are the innocent party here, and these people that were doing these comments obviously don't understand that. And also, I know a lot of people have messaged me and say that I shouldn't have removed the video and it was objective and it was just what I do with every other performance, and that there's free speech and everybody should be able to be told what's going on, what isn't. But for me, I can I've got free will. I can decide when I think something's crossed a line or not, and for me, it did, so I removed my video. And when people say about me potentially now losing my credibility, my integrity, all these different things, for me personally, I don't think that's the case at all, because I did the video in the first place. I am objective, so I was looking at what I had been asked to look at. I didn't think, oh, I'm not going to look at that, let me move on. So the fact that people saw that video and are questioning the objectivity and integrity is a bit of a contradiction, because I did the video. But when the reaction to that video crosses a particular ethical line that, I decide and I think that's now gone too far, then I'll make a decision. It's my channel. I can do what I want. So I decided to remove the video. Now, just to the people that say about the kids, when they say, well, the kids should have said to their parents, they should have shouted at them saying, we don't want our voices to be edited. We don't want, the guitar to be replaced or our playing to be, overdubbed and all that kind of stuff. 11-year-olds don't have a clue about anything. And try and remember back, if you're making these kinds of comments, remember back to when you were 11 and ask yourself, did you have any concept of Logic Pro, Melodyne, or Cubase SX, or I'm going back kind of 20 years, or whatever, going back even further, if somebody who's leaving these comments, did you know about VariSpeed when you were 11? Did you know about editing with tape, how to overdub? Kids don't know anything about this. So what has happened, and let me make this clear, the kids have gone and performed live to an audience, and they are performing live. They're making sound, they are singing, they're playing, they're not faking anything, they're genuinely doing it. Now, when the video is up on YouTube, things have been changed, and it's not the kids that have done that, and the kids won't know how to do that. It's been done by adults. So the kids are totally innocent parties here. So, and again, whether you agree with the editing or not, that's subjective, that's up to you. But as I said in a previous video, if you feel like you need to have your free speech and need to get a point across, do it in an official manner and be constructive, because that's the only way that your information might help. Because just having a go at people or saying, oh, I don't agree with that, or you're rubbish, or you're fakes, and all that kind of stuff, that's not helping anybody. And I think maybe some people don't realise that these young people are a great band, and they are performing live, and they are singing, and they are performing to a high standard. But what we were hearing was something that had been changed. But they did play live at that particular show, and it would have been sound going out to the audience. They didn't just put on a CD and now mime to everything. So focusing on the kids, I mean, for me is exactly the same as like an elderly person answering the phone to a scammer, and the scammer manages to get the elderly person's bank details and steals thousands of dollars and empties the account, and then the elderly person or a family member realizes, and they report this to the police, and the police go and arrest the workers at the bank. You say, well, they had nothing to do with it. It was a scam. It was something else entirely. Why are you arresting those people? That's how crazy it is. So yeah, for those people, you're saying that, oh, the kids should have known and asked that the performance wasn't edited in the digital audio workstation. You know, all of that, they're not taking in that we're dealing with kids who don't know anything about this. They're just singing, they're just performing. Maybe this video is going to go on for a bit longer, because I had a message from a channel who I think had either made analysis videos or did reaction videos to this featured band, and they hadn't necessarily pointed out exactly what we were listening to and just took it as a live performance. So some people went over to their channel and started saying to them, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, because this particular video has this and has this, and it's not what you think it is, and all this different stuff. And obviously it's off the back of my video, because they messaged me about it, this particular channel. And I mean, what I will say in defense of other channels that might be reacting to loads of different live performances that they might not necessarily appreciate what's going on. I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been doing analysis videos for 10 years. And I've been isolating vocals, and, you know, not only that, but looking at performances with other instruments, like, you know, analysing guitarists' solos and breaking down whether what we're seeing is actually what's being played, whether it's been overdubbed, all that kind of stuff. So I look at stuff in a lot of detail. I analyse. Whereas when people are just looking at a video and giving their point of view on it, that's not really an analysis. They're not looking at data, objective data, and breaking things down into pitch lines and all that kind of stuff. So to then go and have a go at them, I'd say, well, actually, there's an absolutely valid argument in the case of the video that I was looking at and then they had looked at previously. There's a valid case for saying that the drum kit is an electric kit. It might look like it's a real kit, and somebody said to me, oh, you can tell it's fake because the drum kit isn't even mic'd up. It was an electric kit, and you can get electric kits that look like full drum kits, but they are electric. And if you look at the video carefully, you'll see the, you know, LCD display and, you know, all the jacks going into that and everything that's coming from, you know, the toms and the snares and the, you know, the crashes, all of the wires going into it is definitely an electric kit. So we could say, and again, this is in defense of this other channel, we can say that it's an electric kit, therefore it can be DI going directly into the mixer, so you'll get a pristine drum sound. And you're not going to get any bleed because it's an electric kit. You can edit everything independently. So that's the drums. The bass, you know, you can DI the bass, and it's something that happens regularly. So it means that you're not going to get anything happening because you're going straight into the desk with the bass. You're not going to get any bleed or hearing other instruments. So that can be pristine. Guitar, you could argue that you could go into the desk again, straight into it. That's going to give you a really clean signal. Vocals, you can go straight into the desk. So anyway, long story short, with the keys as well, we could be getting direct access to every single instrument. Now, when you then come to mix this together, you have got pristine takes. And you can make it sound like a studio released or studio produced track because you're dealing with instruments that have gone directly into the mixer, as you would do, into your interface if you are recording in a studio or in your home studio. So the quality of the audio, people might say, oh, well, it just sounds too good to be live. But when you look at the setup, there's an argument for saying that, well, no, you could probably get a great sound from this because you could do this. You could have this setup and then looking out for amplifiers, looking out for mics. You think, well, the less mics you see, the more likely it is that we're going straight into the desk. Therefore, the cleaner the sound will be when it's then post-produced and put in a video. In defense of that particular channel, and I'm not sure whether they want me to mention the channel name or not, but if they don't mind and contact me, I can put it in the description below so you can look out for that. In their defense, especially if you're not analyzing things, it absolutely could sound the way that it sounded. But yeah, like I said, mine's an analysis video, so it's a slightly different thing. I know that a lot of people have also messaged me about turning off comments for YouTube videos that do have kids in them. Maybe, yeah, performing on Instagram as well, or all the social media sites, to protect the kids from seeing negative comments. Because unfortunately, in the world we live in, trolls will write negative comments even when it's regarding kids. So yeah, there is an argument for that, but again, everyone can decide to run things how they want to run things. So the last thing that I want to address in this video is the pitch correction. And what I said in my first video that I then removed, I said that the vocals looked like they might be pitch corrected, and I wouldn't feel comfortable saying that they weren't because of the lead vocal and the backing vocal being directly over A440 at the same time, because I've never seen that before over the course of 10 years. So for that to be a genuine vocal, because I've never seen it before, of course, I've got to be honest and say I've never seen that before, so I wouldn't be comfortable saying that it's not pitch corrected because there's no other explanation I can give for what I'm seeing on screen. And that's exactly what I said in the video. That I didn't feel comfortable saying that it wasn't pitch corrected. But I'm not saying that it's absolutely, definitely pitch corrected. And yeah, unfortunately, in order to state that, I would need the original project, the whole project, and both vocals that were happening at that time. And that's something that I don't have access to. And, I mean, fundamentally, it's all irrelevant. Pitch correction in this particular case is irrelevant because the vocals weren't live. So because they've been recorded and overdubbed onto the performance, we're not hearing a live vocal. So I'd say to people that are a little bit hung up on pitch correction in that video, that isn't the video that deals with pitch correction or is even required. And what I will say is that I have been sent one of the vocals, and that vocal, it has been stated to me that it was live and it was unedited. I can't confirm or deny that given that I've just heard the vocal, but what I will say is listening to it, I can't hear any calibration, and I've listened to it in depth. So the one vocal that I have been sent, I can't hear anything wrong with that, and it sounds like a natural vocal to me. And I would need the other vocal in order to listen to that as well, but I would have to test the vocals. But this is a whole nother analysis thing that's irrelevant to the video that I analysed in the first place. Somebody asked me to look at that performance and to determine whether what we were hearing was the live band, the live instruments and the live vocals. This is the point, and the whole point of what I was saying in the first video. Go and watch them live and support them and help to get kids into music, because that's the most important thing. And it's not that they're going out and faking it. They are genuinely a band. They are a genuinely great band, and they have great singers as well. It just so happens that what I was asked to look at, I had to point out some things and just explain what I was listening to, because that's what I do on the channel. I thought I'd just do a video to answer all of that and just finish it by saying, if you want to go and watch them live, you can go to their website and see where they are performing. So then you appreciate the band actually performing live, because they can do it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. It's gone on for a lot longer than I was anticipating, but I thought it's just better to do a video, answer all of the questions that I'm getting through different social media sites and emails, but also just to clear the air and let everybody know what's gone on, and now to draw a line under everything and move forward. And yeah, everybody knows the state of play and we can just get on with things. So anyway, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys at the next analysis video. Rock.